That was my friend from work. Actually, it's one of the patients. I brought her some stuff in, some food and stuff, and I guess her food was taken. So when I go to work tomorrow, I'm buying her stuff. This probably doesn't help my cause when I'm buying people stuff trying to save. But I feel that if you do enough good acts, a lot of times it'll start coming back to you. It really will. You just gotta. I do the right thing, and I always try to. I might be an asshole sometimes, but in the end, I do the right thing. But I want to make sure she's alright. She's in the nursing home and everything, and I never know. You never know if you don't call people back. And I know my mother-in-law bitches at me about this a lot. But I did call her yesterday, and I talked to her for another 2 hours. Because she worries about me too. She always goes, "You're streaming, aren't you?" And I just go, "Yeah, well, yeah, that's what I do. When I'm not at work, I stream." But that's life, I guess. What are you gonna say? What are you gonna do? You can't change it. But I do believe in these energies, and I do believe these energies, my friends, do affect us. And I believe these energies, honestly, are always there. And sometimes our free, when they talk about free will, it is free will. It's free will in how you choose to conduct your energy. And some people have a higher frequency. They call it frequency, I call it magnetic field. And I do believe that Jesus had a high magnetic field. I really do. Him as a person, I think he just gave out a magnetic field of love that couldn't be disputed. And that's one of the things that made him pretty great. But I do believe in these magnetic fields, and I believe we all have a piece of the magnetic field. They say that when we're born, there's some kind of dust or something that's on the earth, and it gives spark to life. That's why at babies they say we can see the universe. But I think if you pay attention, you can see the universe in different scenarios. Like sometimes like I was talking about on the other episode. Sometimes if you pay attention in your sleep, and you open up your mind and you let all the stuff from the distractions of your day and just listen to the earth around you. I know it sounds cliche, but you can hear it. And if you're willing to listen, it does talk. And it really, really does. It totally will talk back to you, and sometimes it'll talk back to you in your sleep or meditation. It's in the day. That's why there's no coincidence when you meditate that these things happen. You meditate, you you get knowledge. It's because it's always there. It's who's willing to listen to the knowledge. And I really do believe this. I've always listened to the earth and what she has to say. Because honestly, out of everybody opinion, I believe the universe has my number one vote. It's holding us gravitationally here so we don't fall down and disintegrate. That's just the bottom line. And if you're thinking about it in terms like that, it's it's honestly it is that's what it is in a nutshell. I think so. I do believe this. I'm gonna have ahead of this, and I want to start some of my yarn project too. I like have wandering thoughts a lot. But the other day, my husband was watching YouTube. One of his little YouTuber friends he likes to watch. I call them his little friends because he's always watching them. But anyways, he was watching his YouTuber people, and one of them actually was able to get an Ohio place, and he said that was a big honor, and I wanted to say congratulations to that person. They made, and I forgot who his name is because this happens in my life. Honestly, sometimes I remember things, sometimes I don't. I remember the event, but I don't remember the sometimes the exact things. But I was thinking of my curtains, so I'm also having time talking and crap doing about this thing because this is what calms me, honestly. So I'm gonna shove this bag in my box. And I don't. When people have accomplishments in life, I'm not. I don't think I could do like that one guy that goes and I forgot who he is. He's like he's mega famous around here. I keep forgetting his name. But he goes to all this gang stuff, and he did some where he was going down where everybody was doing heroin and stuff, trying to get down to the answers of heroin and stuff. And that's a lot of work. I'm telling you, I don't know if I could email all those people. That would be a lot. I give them a lot of credit. But I have a lacy stitch here that I kind of created, and I'm making some like curtains, but I'm gonna do embroidery with them also. But I thought about in my room, I'm going to put it on my window and do yarn embroidery with it. So I wanted to take, even though this piece is kind of short, I'm gonna cut it. Oh, perfect. But yeah, I'm gonna cut this and start my white one because I'm thinking about it would just be too dark of colors if I just had them all red. So red and white would kind of be kind of pretty and give it contrast. I used to watch a lot of designing shows. Very exciting. Alright, so I'm just going to pull this off my needle because I'm starting this little curtain thing. And then I'm going to fold this because I put these in bags so they don't get messed up. And I'm going to start casting on this part too. But talking about this energy, I believe it's there. And I kind of I'm in tune to it more when I'm sleeping, which doesn't make my day any better. Sometimes it makes it more confusing. It really does. But I mean, the energy that's been calling lately is, I don't know. It's big, and I think it has a lot to do with this eclipse. I don't think this eclipse is a bad thing. I'm doing my slip knot. I'm just kind of doing it. Yeah, I just do it flat like this and come around here. Whatever hand that is your primary hand is the hand you want to use for this. Like this is, I'm right-handed, so this is my left. And with my right, I'm looping around with the hand that's my primary hand. And then you're taking this and just the easy way to slip knot is just to make another loop, a loop within a loop. And then you're going through this. And then you want to keep all these kind of conformed. And you know, if you did it right, you just kind of try to bring it out and under. I mess up with these a lot. I really do. But you try to pull on these two opposite ends. And if it kind of looks like this, you did actually a good job. And that's what I do because these things are so hard and trying to go on all these different YouTubers' sites, they are so good at it. And so professional at it. I look at it like, oh my god. But this is how I learned to do it. And like I said, I'm autistic, so if I can do it this way, anybody on this planet can. And I'm gonna cut it, like if it's way too long, I cut it. And this, they always say, they get all excited, well, this is your first stitch. And that is your first stitch. But there's a whole lot easier way of going along that process than that. And then you just, I have like, I just think of two thumbs up or two fingers up, and be like, wait a minute. This is wait a minute. And then you just take your fingers up like this, and then you're going under and over that way. And you're still up. And then this here, you're got to grab it and bring it over. And that's how easy it is. And people just make it way more complicated than it needs to be. I mean, life is way more. People make life way more complicated than it needs to be. Honestly, and we're gonna talk about that. I mean, and now I'm just doing the same repetitive process. I like these big needles because I feel the big needles are good. Like if you want bigger rows. Little needles are good if you want small rows, but if you want to make curtains and different things, you really want a bigger row. And it's the same thing. And I have my own way of holding these things because I don't have time to do everything they have going on. And I have limited area. I live in an apartment. So that's why I have a little kids' table here. And then I just put up the little foamy thing and it looks good. And push it over that way. And you want to do this to feel comfortable where, because this is how it's going to drop down just like here when I took it off. It's going to drop down. And that's your curtain. But you're going to kind of match these up because I'm thinking multicolors. I want a hippie vibe to my room. But this energy I really do feel is a thing, and I believe it's trying to bring us closer to it. I mean, if you want to call it Jesus, God, whatever you want to call it, I feel its message. Sometimes that it like shows me like different things. It's been showing me a sun with a lion. That's what I seen this morning, the lion and the sun. Whatever that means, I don't know. I do yarn. And Mother Earth shows me strange things. But that's what I got today, the lion and the sun. And I get daily ones. Tomorrow I don't know what it's going to be. So maybe there's something going on that signifies something, a lion standing in the sun. That's all I can tell you. I don't understand it. And anybody that used to help me with these things and interpret it, they're gone. So I feel if I say it over here, I'm getting it out, and maybe the lion in the sun is somebody else. Maybe somebody else that has something going on that's important in their life. I don't know. But sometimes things like this come, and maybe I'm meant to pass it on. I don't. I don't try to. I don't know. I just try to pass the word, and I feel today was the day I was supposed to say it. And I'm getting my curtains done. So it kind of works out for me for a lot of stuff. But the light of the sun could be a Leo is going to do great things today. I don't know. I when I see things, it's like astrological sometimes. So it's some kind of Leo that is in trouble, but they're going to stand in the sun today because they've been working hard. But anyways, you take this, your working needle with your primary hand, you go under your first stitch, just like that. Loosely come around, loosely, and then pull it out, up and under. You want to make sure it's loose because you want lacy curtains. You want them to come down lacy. You don't want them to be tight because it wouldn't have that pretty lacy feel. This is the lacy stitch, and I've been working on this, and I wanted lacy curtains, so this is how I'm able to afford lacy curtains, and I think it's cool. And I take this and if they're big enough, prop it on your leg, right between by your stomach and your leg with your thigh, and then this doesn't have to move, and it makes it so much easier for you. But yeah, I had it, and what was interesting about this lion that was in the sky, the lion had a sword, and the lion is very noble. Usually, people that are lions, they're very, they're. I mean, all of the signs are good. None of them are bad or worse than another, but they're known for being very loyal. And when they fall, they fall. And the thing with a Leo when they fall is honestly, a Leo will take it to heart and be the most hurt. He'll protect the ones around them, but he'll always be the most hurt because he's going to protect his pack even more. That's how it is. That's why the mother lion usually goes and gets most of the items and stuff. Like food and all that. Because I guess that's all you'd really need is food and shelter if you're an animal. But that's what I seen. But he had a sword today, and I thought that was very interesting. So that was my dream about that. But this eclipse, I do feel, is going to be a game changer. I haven't got a full description in my dreams about it, but I'm kind of being blocked, I guess you could say. But it's going to be intense energy. And to those of us that are more sensitive to certain things, get your crystals out because I believe you're going to be fine. I'm not saying no one's going to die because no one will die. It's people that are more sensitive to energy will feel this more. That's why I'm wearing my moon opal today. And I'm going to wear it up into the eclipse. Alright. You're constantly going back and forth in your needle. Because you got to bring these rows down just like that red one. And that's what you do. You just keep going this way. There you go. You just keep going down. And I like to go where I actually have a good start. So I would like to get a white part done. And then hopefully maybe get to actually doing some yarn embroidery and putting them together. Because I can make it more than that. I mean, I could do red, white, and then pick another color. I could do like a rainbow with this. There's never, it's kind of like, it's exactly like making a blanket, but this, since it's not going around you, you can make this really decorative and decorate a window area. Which I'm going to do because curtains are too expensive and I got a ton of yarn. And I like to smoke the ganja and do some creative knitting because that's what I do. But yeah, if you are a Leo out there, I feel that you are going to have a pretty decent day. I don't know why. I think it's because what the sword signifies, like the sword was up too. So it's like a ceasefire, I guess you could say, for a Leo that's been fighting something. It could be anything. It could be something relationship wise. It could be you really want, they didn't give you your Big Mac at McDonald's. It could be anything. But Leos tend to be family oriented. So I'm thinking it's a family event just because Leos tend to be more like that. And honestly, Leos could be come across as assholes sometimes, and they can, but they have deep family connections. It's what Leos do. That's why Leos are they love long-term relationships. I mean, they'll have a short-term relationship to see if they can get somebody long-term. This is what Leos do, even the ones that sleep with lots of people. They're doing that because not one person was good enough for them. Because they're very picky, because they're more of that nurturing bond. But then you have your other sign. But today was a Leo day. But getting back to this eclipse, I'm blacked. I don't can. All I know it's going to give karma. On April 8th, there's going to be a major karma shift. Karma that was coming to you slowly is going to reverse. And it's going to come at you like a meteorite. Hopefully, you didn't do anything bad. It's not going to be good after April 8th if you've done something bad. I don't know what it is, but just beware. And if you have done bad things, maybe try to. I don't know. I don't know if it'll even matter. I just feel that the forces of good are working on April 8th, and it's for good. It's not for bad. Some of the eclipses are for the negative. Some of them. This one is definitely for positive. and it's held by a positive light. It's like sometimes when I see it with my in my mind's eye, when my third eye opens, I just seen I see intense brightness. I don't see darkness. You just it's crazy. It's the brightest thing I've ever seen. So maybe it wouldn't be a bad idea if you're religious to pray. Because in these kinds of circumstances, I feel that maybe it might help. Because it is awfully bright in there. And it likes bright activity. That I can tell you. I mean, some events we have are for dark energy. I mean, that might blow your mind. When the veil goes down, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that goes down when that veil goes down. I mean, the veil's not going down on April 8th. That it's not. But, I mean, this is just as big as the veil. It's the angel's version of the veil. I guess it's there. The veil, I guess you could call it, when these kind of happens, that's the veil of heaven, I guess you could say. If it was to have a name. It's kind of like when the life and death veil go down. So I guess you would this would be the veil to heaven would be the brightest gate. So I guess if we want to do little go through all that, the brightest gate we'll go with, because that's how I look at it and I see it in my mind. I see it as basic as it is, daylight. But I feel it's a big ball of positive light, and nobody should be afraid of it unless they're not on the good end this time. It's not out to destroy the bad, but it wants answers. It's kind of angry because it wants answers. What happened to the innocent, and in what circumstance? Some of them don't want answers. This one wants answers. So, I mean, I don't know. That's what I get from it. Since I make sure I don't do anything to offend any balls of light, I don't feel it's. I mean, it has no quarrel with me because I don't try to cause tension with the big ball of light. If you do, it's not a happy thing. You just, then you're down to, I like to call it heaven's court. When you get down to heaven's court, you're talking about repenting, redemption. A lot of ugly words come, which means you've got to change or they give judgment. And when they give judgment, sometimes they're nice about it, but sometimes they're not. Depends on how stubborn your will is of the darkness. They go by wills. I will tell you that much. It's always good to just try to mind your own business and let them go ahead. They usually don't bother dark entities too much as long as they're, I guess, mad at each other. When they get mad and start messing with innocent souls, that's when you see these kind of events. But everybody interprets these different. That's how I see it and how the message is sent to me. But I think more of a logical sense, honestly. And I'm a logical thinker, so when messages come through me, it's always of a logical nature. because I like to know truth. So I feel like either I'm overthinking or it's messages, but it was really cool. And I wish I can get the AI picture of this lion with the sword. I actually might do that when I get off here and put it on Facebook because it was pretty badass. And see what my app brings me. Because I got the reel of the week. I was ranked number one in Facebook for the reel. And I'm thinking if I bring it with a lion and a sword and I might get it today. Because they have a 3 hour challenge over there. And I'm always up for a challenge every day. I enjoy my challenges. This is how I occupy myself. I'm really honestly not making. I was making money on Facebook. Now I'm not. Because Facebook doesn't like when you share other people's videos. Facebook doesn't like when. I mean, I guess you could cuss in different things, but they're funny. But now it's just like a social activity that I go around and I just say the hell with it. My friends are over there. It's kind of like me going to school, but I guess eventually, I guess sometime in my live streaming career, I might make money. I don't know, but this is kind of fun. People actually say I'm popular at work, and I'm like the most unpopular person. I tell everybody I live stream my yarn projects and I smoke marijuana. I was like, this is all I do. I was like, there's nothing exciting about me. And sometimes when you smoke weed, you become enlightened with the universe, and sometimes things come to you. And I think every weed smoker knows this because it relaxes you enough to sleep and it makes you calm. For me, I go to the dispensary because I have high anxiety and stuff that makes me sometimes paranoid, and this stuff makes me less paranoid. I get real paranoid. It's why I don't like having my face on camera. But if I smoke the right stuff from the bud tender, it really helps me. Because everybody keeps saying you got the right personality, but I'm not really making any money anywhere. But it's okay. It's kind of nice to know that I'm working through my anxieties. Being on the camera talking to you helps me in my anxiety, if it makes any sense. I have social anxiety. I have a fear of being in large crowds. I can't do it. So I kind of, when you have social anxiety, you kind of create hobbies for yourself, I guess. I'm not surrounded by people because I don't like to be around people. So I guess when spiritual events like this happen, when you're constantly trying to medicate yourself because of social anxiety, sometimes you have a lot of deep thoughts. And then some of the deep thoughts get really explicit and because you hear about things like the ayahuasca, which I totally love to do, and you hear like about the Beatles and all that when they did mushrooms and stuff, and maybe because I'm on a very relaxing dose of marijuana, I'm just naturally getting in tune to energy. I really think it coincides in the same. I do. And I think because I keep my mind away from things that want to destroy it, I think it just keeps getting better. Even though I'm autistic, I'm already a deep thinker. My brain's kind of different than everyone else's, but I'm very intelligent. And I think sometimes I might know something that's useful. Because sometimes I'll see something that does really happen. Or they'll say, oh, you've seen that and this happened. Maybe this meant that was going to happen. I said, I don't know. Because I really don't. Oh my God. Okay. Sometimes when you're moving around your yard, this happens. This is why I prefer knitting over crocheting, but I am going to still crochet. But I do prefer knitting because everything's on the damn needle and it doesn't have to go nowhere. And you can hold it and you could take tension off or put tension back in. It's a lot easier to work with as two needles to me. Some people don't like this, but I do. And it's a lot easier to work with. And everything you do looks really nice. That's what I really like about knitting. I want to say out of all my favorite styles of yarning, this has to be number one in the list. Probably why I get a lot of ideas because I'm always doing this, and you can see your material as if it's being made, which is nice. So, but the curtains are going to come along very nice. But I think there is something to my brain because I'm not materialistic, and possibly because they're always trying to help me with my social anxiety. Maybe I had enough over the counter drugs to open up my third eye. Maybe I didn't need to go to the streets. This kind of, I just qualified for a lot of stuff, and maybe this was what I was meant to see and share. And kind of that's why I decided to do this. It does help me, but I feel it helps someone else. Because I don't really see me doing fancy interviews, but I can share my dreams. That I can promise you guys every day. And if it means something to you, if not, it's a cool AI video for Facebook. This is how I'm looking at it, and I'm okay with either event because it might be useful to someone that's a Leo out there. I don't know. But today's your day. You've won a battle. Because the sword did not have blood on it, it was a clean blade, but it was clearly a victory. So something you've been working towards may fall through and show its appearance today. These are things I see. I'm not psychic. I just sometimes things come to my head. I do tarot cards. I was kind of afraid of coming over here, and because this is a very kind of different kind of community over here, but I do tarot cards. And the thing is I don't like to do readings of death and all that, and I don't really like to do it for money, but I'll do it, things like that, to help people. And it makes me kind of weird, and sometimes I just get engrossed in different thoughts because I see things in parables. I sleep and I see certain things, and it's just what I see. I'm not going to be that YouTuber that's doing all these stuff that people worship. I just don't know if I have the mental health for that. But I can give you warnings, and I am very good at spiritual, like crystals and energy and stuff. That I am good at. I don't know how, but I just am. So I try to help others. A lot of times, if there's a crystal I know that can help them, I give away my crystals a lot. I do. I don't think one person should profit from. I don't think you should have to profit because you have an ability of any sort. And if you do, like it's if it's like you're a carpenter, you shouldn't. You should do maybe a couple projects for free. And I feel that in any talent, and I feel that's the natural course of things. So, and I really do. But I'm getting better, and I want to say that being over here, having to have an organized activity, is making me a better streamer. And I do appreciate you guys going through these bad streams because I don't know what kind of streamer I am. I'm going to be honest. I have these conversations with my husband all the time. I just say, I just keep getting more subscribers. I'm just a lady that blogs, that was lucky enough to get a decent job, and I cut my days down, and I just go to a lot of doctor's appointments, and that's it. And I get bored. I stay in the house and I'm bored, and I walk my dog all the time. So, to me, this is all my friends and everything are always working. So, it gives me something to do and more people talk to, I guess. Because really, I do is just talk to people through live streams on Facebook. So, and then I just get real competitive because all of us digital creators, it's like a big deal to get the number one reel of the week or even the day. Even if you only had it for an hour, it's a big deal because there's a lot of good people that make good reels over there. It's taken me a year, and then it was the stupidest one. It was the fish, the duck pond. It took me a year to be able to get number one in Facebook for that, and then it was something so stupid. But that's how these reels go. I got like two other editing apps, but I'm thinking since I had such a good vision of this damn lion with the sword, I'm gonna go on one of the AI ones and think of something clever for that. And I'm hoping it becomes number one. But see, I think I've only been doing this for 42 minutes, and look how far I've come. Because I want to try to get this evened out like the other one before I end the stream. So I said sometimes it takes 3, 4 weeks to get curtains done. But honestly, you're saving, if you were to buy expensive ones, you're saving all that money to go buy them. In 3, 4 weeks, you can make them. And it will take you 3, 4 weeks. I'm not going to lie. It will literally take you 3, 4 weeks. Alright, I'm going to put this on my lap. Go here. Around here. And I really want to get that the same kind of thing here. And it is very relaxing. A lot of knitters will say it's like meditative because it is. It's very repetitive, and it kind of relaxes you, and it actually works your brain. If you knit and crochet, the ones that are actively residents that are actually knitting, crocheting have their mind with them. They really do, and it does help. It's like crossword puzzles because you're always constantly getting different variations of one stitch. And it does work your brain more, but it'll keep it going too. And I'm just doing that repetitive motion of putting it down and around. I'm just literally going in right here, like that, out this way, and under that way. And you just do this and try to do it real fast. And you'll get a groove. Especially with curtains, it's so easy to knit them out because you're just knitting fast. See, I'm trying to go in a little bit of speed so I can get this as long as that one. But this is where it's going to take you 3, 4 weeks. And then a lot of people don't have this kind of time on their hands, I was told. I do, but anybody that has this kind of time on their hands, like me, there's ideas for your house. Because everybody that's around you probably is saying, we got to pay this bill and that bill. So while you're doing that, say, I just want a ball of yarn. That's what I tell everybody. I just want my ball of yarn and I would leave everyone alone. And it came out of that, and then and then a bunch of people kept donating yarn to me, and now I got lots of yarn. So I got lots of projects to do. All right, now moving on to this one. And especially if you're high, it's the best thing to do when you're high is knitting. This is when activities like this become even more exciting. Is when you're relaxing and you took your medication, smoked a little bit, and you're waiting for your anxiety to come down. As you're waiting for your anxiety to come down and you start knitting, you forget about it. And then before you know it, it gets easier and easier. And then you go, damn, that looks pretty good. And when I was sitting there, I took my antibiotic and smoked that so it can calm me down a little bit but give me energy. Because after hearing about my son's friend that's on heroin, that hang up on heroin. Yeah, after hearing about that, it's very sad for me. So I had to medicate myself today. I usually smoke a couple puffs a day, but I don't know. Today was the day I needed it, and sometimes just having you guys here does help. And it does help me with my social anxiety also. Because sometimes I've got to chill. I call it the chill session. Because I've got a lot of personal demons in my life, and sometimes the only thing that helps is trying to keep my head centered and being positive. And then I don't even think about it, but that's why I said, people think I'm crazy. Sometimes I get just different, I see different things different days. But they're cool things, and I can make reels about it. But maybe that's not just something for me to get number one reel of the week or the day. Maybe it's actually a message. I don't know. But like I said, if you're a Leo, it's your lucky day. Because I never got a message like that for a while. And every day I get a different one. Like tomorrow, I'll tell you the next one I get. I don't pay attention to all those horoscope things. Sometimes they're very commercial. Alright, just trying. Sometimes you gotta hold both of these to get your first string on. Coming over this way. that's all you do. And that's what I do, and I wait for my medication to come in. And now it's kicking in full gear. And I got to look on my videos for a lion with a sword. And I might add a little flair to it and put a dragon in there too. I mean, I got the number one reel for a mushy one. Maybe I could do a really dope looking one for this. And I know it's crazy because I don't make any money over there no more, but it's the principle. It's something I've done every day. It's my daily routines. And then I've just started that new group, and I haven't honestly done a. I haven't done a live stream to welcome everybody to the new group, so I probably need to do that too. But I'm gonna finish this over here. And I do want to thank you guys for listening to me, because the fact that people listen to me astonishes me, because I don't really think about these things every day, and I a lot of times don't. I know that there's millions of people in the world that are way more interesting than me, but sometimes, everybody tells me that you never know. People like to listen to you. So maybe there was more weird people like me out there. So I decided to come on here to have more talk to more weird people, just like me. But I want to let you guys know, to all the weird people in the world, I love you and I'm one of you. Let's see, we're starting this here. And on the next episode, since I've been, I think, over here like 2 hours today, and my mother in law just called through, and God knows what's going on with her, but I'm gonna I'll try to come on later today and like do more small things when I'm trying to get ahead now that I'm feeling a little better today. And I appreciate you guys for listening. And I hope everyone has a great day and that Leo does extraordinary things today. And goodbye from Chong.